The ability to simulate the birth and progress of civilizations is closing in on us. Let me paint a picture. Humanity has always built tools to stretch our abilities. Fire to stretch our warmth, language to stretch our memory, markets to stretch our cooperation. But for the first time, we're about to build a tool that stretches something far stranger, our ability to imagine entirely new ways for a civilization to function. The systems we live under, democracy, capitalism, they're not eternal truths. They're just the best experiments we've stress tested at scale. And even then, best is doing a lot of heavy lifting. They work until they don't. They adapt until they can't. For thousands of years, we've been stuck with one overwhelming limitation. You can't run a global scale experiment on how society should work. You get one shot, one timeline, one real world. Want to try a new economic model? You gamble with millions of lives. Want to redesign governance? Even small tweaks require decades of trial and error, elections, revisions, protests, collapses, rebuilds. Civilization moves slowly because reality is a fragile place to experiment. But AI changes that, not with a subtle shift, but with a complete inversion of the rules. We're entering a moment where we'll have models capable of simulating entire societies with staggering fidelity. Not toy models, not abstract equations. I'm talking about dynamic, adaptive simulations that can mirror human behavior, markets, social contagion, cultural evolution, and political decision-making with a realism we've never had access to. And this means something profound. We will be able to prototype civilizations the way we prototype apps. Imagine running 1,000 versions of Earth in parallel, each trying a different blend of incentives, governance structures, resource allocations, education systems, or conflict resolution mechanisms. Not theoretical, not academic, full-scale simulations with billions of agents acting across decades of simulated time. For the first time, we're not limited to what we've already tried. We can test the things we're too afraid to try in real life, things that might be better or worse, or simply different in ways that teach us something new. Democracy and capitalism aren't bad, they're remarkable achievements, but they're also patchworks built under constraints. They evolved through historical accidents, geographical pressures, and cultural compromises. They're local maxima, systems that work well, but not necessarily the best systems possible. And right now we don't know what the best possible even looks like because our experiment list has been tiny. AI makes that list infinite. Picture a future where policymakers don't rely on intuition, ideology, or tradition, but on massive simulation runs showing exactly how proposed changes ripple through entire societies. Imagine evaluating a tax model, not through a debate, but through a billion-branch simulation tree. Imagine testing a new voting system, not on a whiteboard, but in a hyper-accurate world where millions of simulated citizens behave, adapt, and respond in lifelike ways. This isn't about replacing human decision-making, it's about amplifying it. It's about giving us a sandbox as large as civilization itself. The simulations won't just reflect our ideas. At some point, AI will start proposing new models, systems no human has ever invented, structures that don't map cleanly to our ideological landscape, frameworks that aren't left or right, market or state, individualist or collectivist, strange hybrids, novel incentives, patterns of cooperation we haven't evolved to recognize. AI won't just ask, what if we made this tweak? It will ask, what if you organize society in a way no human has ever conceptualized? And then it will show us what that looks like. That's where things get both exciting and deeply humbling, because we've always assumed we are the peak designers of human systems, but maybe we're just the first designers. Maybe the real design space is far bigger than what human cognition can hold. The irony is that we've spent centuries arguing about how society should work, but we've never had the tools to actually explore the space of possibilities. Now we do. And the ideas we uncover may feel alien at first. They may challenge every intuition we have about fairness, freedom, growth, cooperation, and meaning. But that's the nature of discovery. The new often looks impossible until it becomes inevitable. And this brings me back to the very beginning, to the simple picture I asked you to imagine. Throughout history, Our tools have stretched human capability, but this next tool stretches something deeper. Our ability to imagine futures we could never design alone. Because one day, after enough simulations, enough exploration, enough strange new models emerging from the depths of AI's imagination, humanity will look at one of those ideas and realize this might actually work. And at that moment, we'll understand that the picture we started with, the idea that civilization itself is just another experiment, wasn't just an introduction. It was a hint that we're about to redraw the entire canvas of how human society can function, using tools capable of imagining far beyond the limits of our own minds. If you like this kind of content, please share it